Good afternoon, I'm Jim Murphy, and this is MediaPlex Live at 1. The Special Investigation Unit has cleared Windsor Police of a shooting that happened to a man at a downtown McDonald's last March. 33-year-old Matthew Mahoney died after being shot several times by two Windsor police officers. Police have been called to the scene to respond to complaints about a knife-wielding man. After a 10-month-long investigation that relied heavily on witness statements, Tony Laparco, director of the SIU, determined that the police on the scene did not use more force than was necessary that day. Scammers in the Windsor area have been using local businesses to trick job seekers out of their money. Restaurants are among the businesses being targeted. The Lumberjack, a local family eatery, jumped on social media this week advising the public about fictitious job ads posted on Indeed.com. The Windsor Police have been notified about the false postings, and according to the investigators with the Financial Crimes Branch, this is part of a well-known scheme that pretends to be legitimate companies offering job opportunities. Members of the Financial Crimes Branch are reminding the public to be fully aware and cautious about the personal information they share and post online. The City of Windsor's plans to move the bus terminal from Old Sandwich to Malden Park area has some citizens upset. Xander Kelly found out why the project relocation is contentious.
The City of Windsor is looking at moving the West End Transit Terminal from the College Avenue Community Centre to the Hotel Dieu Gray's Hospital campus. For some residents, like Marion Kodmany, this idea is either a bad idea or one that hasn't been thought through yet.
The city should be over-investing in this area to bring it up, to provide services for these children who have nothing for themselves, for recreation, for their parents, for their social and their economic betterment. There is nothing down here. And at the T4 campus, it's completely surrounded by houses with driveways with 1 to 2 cars in them. You tell me who they're servicing.
Also present at the meeting was local Transit Windsor Watch member Joey Wright, who voiced concerns.
We are currently in the midst of a total and complete service review. To relocate the terminal now without knowing how it will factor into this final review is, in our opinion, short-sighted.
Also present was local historical storyteller Terrence Kennedy.
We're always said, oh, you're poverty-ridden, you've got boarded-up houses. Well, guess what? The people that are coming into the neighborhood to buy up those houses are spending big bucks to literally have access to a terminal that's right there.
Also on the side of keeping the transit terminal where it is now was Fabio Constante, the newest councillor of Ward 2.
One, a terminal, in my view, should be located where there's the highest percentage of users. It's generally accepted, and we all know, that the highest percentage of users live in or around College Avenue in Sandwich Town. Secondly, Prince Road and the surrounding neighborhoods have parking issues, have increased congestion, and it's primarily a residential area.
While the vote has been deferred for now, the fight by local residents to keep the terminal where it is continues on. For MediaPlex News, I'm Xander Kelly.
This week, a news reporter became the news. On Tuesday, as CBC's Chris Glover reported live on air at a West End Toronto comedy club, two comedians gestured behind him. One of the comedians, Boyd Banks, licked Glover's ear. Members of the media and public debated whether Boyd's actions, despite occurring at a Just for Laughs event, were inappropriate. We're joined in the studio by reporter Scott Magnish to hear his insights on the situation. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for having me.
From your perspective, do you think actor Boyd Banks' attempt at comedy crossed the line?
You know, I like a good laugh as like everybody, but yeah, I think when you lick somebody, that crosses the line.
How do you think CBC reporter Chris Glover handled the situation?
You know, his on-air response was totally professional. We tried to deal with it, and when the situation wasn't going away, he threw back to his studio, which I think is perfect.
What would you do if you were in that situation on live television?
You know, it's never actually happened to me, although I'd like to think I'd be as professional as the reporter was in this situation. You know, in my career, lots of difficult things have happened. I think it's our job as a reporter to dust yourself off and move on.
Do you think this qualifies as workplace sexual harassment?
You know, I think that's a good question because, and the key word there, I think, is workplace. Like, you know, this was the comedian's workplace as a comedy club. I think you have to anticipate that comedians would do things that try things out on each other. Wasn't the reporter's workplace. So maybe it's a question for a lawyer, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really strike me as such.
Chris has filed a complaint with the police. What possible charges could Boyd be facing?
You know, unfortunately, I think this qualifies as sexual assault. The act is pretty clear in saying that any threat on your sexual integrity qualifies. You know, but I don't believe that was the intent. And certainly, the comedian has since apologized. I think there's been some issues raised around mental health. I don't know if it really needs to go that far.
What steps can a reporter do to avoid getting themselves into these situations?
You know, unfortunately, it's part of the job, I think. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're covering a riot and get hit by pepper spray, whether you're in a comedy club and somebody licks you. You know, things happen. I think it's part of why we do it. We're putting ourselves out there. And so aside from situational awareness, knowing what's going on around you, there's not much. I think you really have to be able to, like water off a duck's back, just let it go.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Scott.
Thank you.
If you hand a cashier $11 for an item that costs $6, what bill should you get back as change? This is an example of mental math, and an after-school program that teaches mental math to children aged 4 to 13 has just opened a new location in Windsor. Amos Johnson found out more.
The UCMass Abacus Mental Math Program is a globally recognized and scientifically proven after-school program that improves children's brain development. UCMass stands for Universal Concept of Mental Arithmetic System. The program involves math equations through the use of abacus beads. This is supposed to activate the children's mind, visualizing beads, and helping them calculate up to 4-digit equations. Pooja Sundar is the Associate Technical VP for UCMass Canada and attended the new location's open house.
So we want to spread the word in the community and let the parents know about our UCMass Mental Math Abacus program, which is an abacus-based program which enhances the math skills for young children and improves their focus, concentration, and brain capabilities.
The program started in Canada in 2004 and continues its mission of providing active brain fitness with the likelihood of improving a child's future. Wadu is one of the parents who attended the open house for the first time.
We heard about it from friends that have kids that are enrolled in the program. They truly like the program. They've seen their kids excel in math. I think they say actually 2 levels beyond their grade, so it got us interested.
The new spot for UCMass is located at 3335 Banwell Road, and classes will run from Tuesdays until Saturdays. For MediaPlex News, I'm Amos Johnson.
We Tech Alliance is helping to build technology and entrepreneurship in Ontario. They have developed a new program to serve Windsor-Essex businesses. Barry Hazelhurst met with the program director to learn more.
We Tech Alliance in Windsor launched Innovation Catalyst on Wednesday to bring employees and employers together to share ideas. The Innovation Catalyst team first sits down with the company's executives and leaders to determine where the company will fit within the organization. Then they create an after-work program for company employees with the goal of creating opportunities for innovation. Adam Fry, Director of Corporate Innovation for WeTech, explained the objectives.
So what we've done here with Innovation Catalyst is we're connecting with larger organizations in the community who are looking to build custom innovation frameworks inside of their organizations. Quite simply what that means is we put together a system that allows you to identify grassroots employees with great ideas, pull those ideas up, and actually act on them throughout the year. So what we do is we identify 15 catalysts across the front lines of your organization who have these ideas and these opportunities that they have in mind, and we take them for a year of training. We help them develop their problem and refine it. We help them create solutions and test them inside of the organization.
WeTech helps catalysts solve problems identified by the employees and suggest ways to rectify them and bring them to company executives. WeTech is always looking for more companies to join the Innovation Catalyst team. For MediaPlex News, I'm Barry Hazelhurst.
Today's weather calls for a high of 0, a 30% chance of flurries, and winds up to 15 kilometers an hour. On Saturday, there will be clouds, a 40% chance of flurries, and a high of 1. Clouds and flurries remain for Sunday, but it will cool down to -6. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jim Murphy, and this has been MediaPlex Live at 1. Have a good one.